and I'm back to being balanced. Now, how long that lasts, I don't know. And can he do it with an inch? I don't know. But yeah, and generally one side of us is more flexible, stronger, a little bigger, all of that. But an inch it's a good thing you've had those lifts. Otherwise, you would be having some real asymmetry going on in your body. So good to find that out. All right, so let's go ahead and stand at the back of our chair. I've got you guys on a mat so that you can feel that you're not going to slide away, and the back legs of your chair on the mat. So just hands here, and we're just going to go ahead and start rising up and down. Having our torso above our hips, opening up the front side of our ankles there, maybe hearing a few snaps and a few crackles and a few pops, and looking down at our feet and just seeing that they are pretty parallel with one another. Okay. So what is this doing? It's attempting to shift our center of gravity upwards. It's helping us to strengthen the leg muscles, especially the calves and the ankles and our feet and our toes. If anyone's ever broken a toe, you know how off balancing that can be, right? And how one little toe makes a big difference. One more time, let's lift. Now let's focus on our core. Did you have your belly kind of extended? Mine was. Can I bring it in a little bit more, which lifts my body up? Okay, by just bringing the energy here in my center. And then go ahead slowly. We want to come down quickly, just slowly releasing on down with your heels on the ground. Now hold on here, maybe to the side. I'm going to take 1 foot forward onto my heel. Okay, and so I'm going to have more weight on my leg that's long and standing underneath me. But I want to try to even that. So try to even that out by pressing into your heel, okay? Instead of leaning over, try to find yourself balanced there. Maybe you change the position of your hands, whatever it takes, okay? And then bring your muscles in that leg. Don't want to hyperextend the knee, but you want to take the muscles around the knee and strengthen them. And you want to have the muscles in the quadriceps strengthened, in your glutes strengthened. And here we're opening that back part, that Achilles tendon. And then go ahead, release that, bring it back. Before we do the other one, let's just pick it up, forward and back. You can try to lift those hands away from the chair if you want. But just giving ourselves a chance to be a little freer from holding on to something. And go ahead and place it down. And then let's take weight into the other leg first. Slide the other one forward into straight, pull into knee, okay? Not back, okay? But the muscle squeezing in. So we're not pressing back, we're just squeezing in. Squeeze the muscle in your quadricep. Press into your heel. Press down, lengthen spine, and can you feel that coming inward here in the core too? Okay. Core is vital for our balance. When we start to get just like lazy in this area, we are a lot more fluid in terms of our bodies not having a direction on maybe where they need to be stable. And then go ahead and bring that foot in. And let's take it up and take it down. And maybe those hands come off. Good. Go ahead and place those feet down. Now we're going to move from being parallel, because right now, this is that kinetic chain. This is where we're most balanced, unless we're laying on the ground. If we're laying on the ground, we've got so much support, right, over the entire body, either forward or backward. All right, so now let's go ahead and take those feet and turn the heels, the toes out, heels in. All right, so duck feet, right? And find the center here. Find your 1 point And then let's come up and down a few times here. Inhale. Exhale. Can we take it slow up and slow down? 2 more. Hands on the chair or off. Maybe one hand down or there when we need it, right? That chair is there. When my balance went forward, the chair was there for me. Come on down. Pull in here. Let's go ahead and take one leg and extend it out onto that heel. Now we're in that externally rotated way. And again, most of my body went this way. Can I bring it here? Can I press down into that heel? Can I press into this one solidly and evenly? Feeling that again up through my leg. And this is isometric when we press our energy into something that's not moving. So let's take our hands if you feel comfortable and isometrically build strength here. Press here. This is a good one for the gravitational force that at least has taken my breasts lower than they used to be. This will help with your triceps, your biceps, your pecs. Press. And then release, foot down, hands down. Bring that foot in, still having heels about hip distance, but taking the still toes out. Go to the other side now. As you do, you notice your body comes over. Bring it back to center. Press down into that heel. Pull in muscle to bone. Muscles around the knee, not pushing back, but supporting it where it is, okay? And then instead of taking our hands like this and pressing, we're gonna go here and we're gonna pull. And this also is taking some strengthening into our arms. We're working on a little balance point because we're not flat-footed right now. We gotta be on that heel, so it does shift the weight and we have to find another place to balance. Can we pull a little bit more isometrically and still breathing? Exhale, hands come down. Whew. Foot comes in. And let's go ahead, just take 2 lifts up and exhale down. Lift on up. Exhale and down. Good. All right, now let's go ahead and like as we did before, we had the knee forward. Now here, let's just lift this side up. Trying to still not have our body come way over here, right? Trying to keep our body upright and lift that leg. Maybe touching here with 1 or 2 hands or no hands. Right? Just find that external rotation, find the shifting of your body weight. Find your balance and then go ahead and put that foot down. Let's take that other one, still turn out and do the same. Right, my body's shifting over. Can I bring it back upright a little bit more? It's gonna shift some, okay? Can I take 1 hand off, maybe the other, or 1 at a time? I'm also strengthening the standing leg. And the leg I'm lifting, because that's heavy weight to lift. Take it on down. Let's just walk back and stretch out the back side of our legs. And you guys will be off your mat, but that's okay because you're not going anywhere. That chair's connected to the, yeah, feels good, huh? You're gonna lengthen the back side of those legs because flexibility is so important in the fitness realm. And a lot of people forget that. They're just building the strength and lifting and doing everything and forgetting about that other piece, that duality of being flexible and then being strong. Good. Go ahead and walk yourself back in. Find your feet again in that position of kinetic chain right under your hips. Let's go ahead now, turn toes in, heels out. Very awkward, right? Little awkward to do that, but this opens up our pelvic girdle, right? That is not open. It closes more actually when we externally rotate. It opens happens more when we internally rotate, okay? So let's go ahead and do a little bit of up. Inhale. Exhale, can you come down slowly, right? Some snap, crackle, pops there. At least for me. And as we're lifting, are we attending to this part of our body? Navel kind of drawing in to draw in those muscles around it. 2 more times. Again, strengthening into our calves and our ankles. And come on down. Good. All right, now let's go ahead and take our left hip by the back of the chair, okay? Yeah. And then we're gonna lift that left leg up. Okay. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg and try to draw it across your body. Try to keep your chest forward, gaze forward, and that hand on the chair float up and down. A little more challenging because we've got a lot of weight we're lifting and it's definitely not centered. Yeah, but that chair's there for us, even if we just lift an inch. Okay, good. Let the leg come back to neutral and on down. Walk it out just a bit. Let's take weight into our right leg and then let the left leg come forward. Your height choice, okay? Feel that shifting of your weight, bring your torso back into center. Then bend your knee, place the knee down to the ground, and then press back with a long leg through your heel. Okay. Yeah, good. Bring that knee back into bend. Take the leg out. You can flex, you can point, or you can leave your leg loose. If you flex or point, you're gonna feel that more wear in the glutes, both, and in the quadricep. Go ahead and take knee downward, and then press through your heel. And go ahead and do 2 more rounds of that. Knee lifts on an inhale. We extend on an exhale. We bend on an inhale. We extend back on an exhale. 1%. Again, testing how much we might need a chair. Let's balance. And then bringing the knee up. And let's let it come down. Walk those legs out. Turn your hips to the chair. And let's just take those hips left and right as fast and furious as we can. Yeah. Left and right, huge, big, fast, cha-chaing here. Good. And then let's turn. So the right hip now is 5 and is on the chair here. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift up that right leg. Take my left hand across the center line of my body. There's something for our brain every time we do that. And now I'm going to cross that right leg across my body. Feel that in my hip. Feel that transition of weight. So much weight now is on the left side. Really a challenge to take that hand away from the chair. Might not want to. I just want to come to a finger and see if that is enough to balance. Good. Take it on back. Take it down. Cha-cha just a couple times before we go into that lifting. And then go ahead and lift that right leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Push it out through your heel. Inhale. Knee comes down. Exhale. Push it back. You can take your torso with you, or you can try to keep it centered. We're going to take our torso forward in a little bit here when we work with Warrior 1. Press it back. So if you want to keep it upright more, let's do 2 more sets. But for now, knowing that we'll get that more parallel position with our torso in a little bit. Again, testing with your hand on the chair. Bring it up, send it down, walk it out, turn back towards the chair. Let's walk back, get that nice stretch again in the spine and the back of the legs and your calves that you just really worked in all of that. And take your tailbone left and right, right? Like it's, you guys have all seen dogs that wag their tails. They're happy. Your body's happy because you're here and you're bringing more balance to your life, more harmony. Good, bend your knees, walk yourself forward, but have enough room because we're gonna do some leg shifting from left to right, okay? So my hands are gonna be here. I'm gonna keep weight in my right foot. Just gonna take my left foot straight and across my body and then take it out. Okay. So we're working in the hip flexibility here. Don't take it any farther in either direction than feels right for you. I don't want anybody getting any kind of groin issues here, and you won't if you just keep it kind of like a pendulum here, going back and forth. Feel that in that outside hip. Feel it in the inside. Maybe one hand comes to hip. Good idea, Pam. Maybe one hand starts to see if it can lift. And all the while, you're strengthening your balance and that standing leg. Good. Let's take that leg down. Walk it out. And they'll do the other side. Okay, so whatever space you need and whatever placement of your hands you need, go ahead and take that foot straight and across your body again, crossing that center line, and then take it out. You're going to notice maybe one hip reacts a little different than the other. Just notice it, not say, oh, bad hip. Say, yay, I can notice what the difference is, and I can work with that. Noticing the difference, noticing the sameness, anything like that in our body is where we start getting that body awareness. And I think for me, that's been one of the best things about yoga. Place that foot down. This body awareness, how I move through space, right? And that helps me also be more aware of being cautious, right? All right, let's go ahead and take our feet outward now. You guys should still be able to be on your mats there, right? The chairs are there for support. Our toes are out, our heels are in, and guess what? Bend into your knees, and then come up onto the balls of your feet. Lift, exhale down, lift, take it down. Maybe one hand comes off, maybe not. This is a lot for the legs, it's a lot for balance. Inhaling, lifting. Where's that navel? Exhale down. And exhale. One more set. It's one more time each side. And bring yourself down. And then walk your feet back in so that they're parallel. So we get that feeling of what it's like to have our feet parallel. And we might have to look down and say, oh, I guess mine's turned out a little bit. Let me bring it in, or it's toed in a bit. Let me bring it out and really check to see where I am here. And then from here, let's go ahead and lift up our right foot off the ground. Knee comes close to the chair. And then left hand stays on the chair, right hand picks up and starts to come like a clock face, coming around the back. Keeping the knee forward, coming into a bit of a twist, bringing yourself back into center, 12 o'clock. Take that leg down. Bring up the other one, same arm. Let's go ahead and tick-tock that clock. all the way over. When your gaze follows, we've added another challenge for the balance, right? Movement with body parts and our visual sense. Go ahead and put your hand down. All right, we're gonna do the same, only we'll lift our right leg and we'll take the left arm up this time instead of the same arm. And we're gonna go ahead and open up. Does that seem easier or harder? And then bring it in. For me, it seems a little easier. I put that right down. One more time, working with gaze. Go ahead, opposite arm, opposite knee lifting. Bring yourself over and back. Good. Bring yourself back into center. Foot down, hand down. Walk it out a bit. All right, you guys ready to change things up a little bit? Let's go ahead and take the chair short side towards us, right? So Pam, you mind so you can see what I'm doing. We'll put your chair this way. And then you'll be able to look this way. I think you'll be okay. And I'm gonna get all four legs on the chair for you there. There we go. All right. And hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll explain it. Let's move your chair too. Yeah. Let's move your chair also. All right, and can you see okay out there, Adrian? I think you can. All right, so let's go ahead, take our hands onto the chair. And when you do, have your feet under your hips to begin with. Parallel. So this is like in yoga, this would be a half lift, right? When you half lift without a chair, your hands are on your shins, your thighs on blocks. Some people do this and they let their spine go, and that's not good. We want a half lift with a nice, long, straight spine, okay? And the older we get, the more we want to stay away from the curving into the spine and find that length, tailbone out, crown forward, okay? And now let's go ahead and walk ourselves back so that your arms are stretched out. And find what works for you, right? Depending on your shoulder and your hand and your arms, right? So Pam, you can stay there, but you can also go here if that's better for you, right? So from wherever you've stepped out, go ahead and lift your left leg up and press through your heel. Turn the toes in just a bit. Stay right here to strengthen by pressing through your heel. You're strengthening the upper leg as well as the standing leg. Only if you want to, leave left hand down and maybe lift your right hand off the chair just a bit. Practicing here for warrior one. Hand down, bend into the standing leg, foot comes down, both feet come together, walk them up to the chair. And be just like this, straight spine, straight legs, but then let your chin fall to your chest and still maintain that straight spine. Just let our chins go and our necks go here. And then keeping yourself tucked in, bend into your knees and elbows just a bit. And now round your shoulders, round your spine, come in like cat pose here. And then bring your legs straight, hands on top. There, gaze up onto the balls of your feet, heart opens here. Feel your sits bones expand. And then bring your feet back down, take your chin to your chest and lift up high on the balls of your feet and round on down. And then lengthen up here, straight legs, straight arms, heart kind of bowing downward and tailbone lift. Good. And then walk it out. Walk it out with your hands on the chair, getting into the hips, getting into the knees. And then walk yourself back and take the opposite leg back. That's my right leg now. Both legs are back, and then I'm gonna lift my right leg off the ground. I'm gonna find myself with pressing through that upper heel, toes in. Try to maintain a straight spine. Yeah, you guys, that looks great. Only if you want, you can keep your right hand on the ground and lift your left arm off. So right leg is up and maybe left hand lifts just a bit off of your chair. Hand down, bend into your knee. Take the back foot down, bring it up. And take your feet apart, toes out, heels in, high on the balls of your feet. And let's come down into a high goddess squat here. Heels are lifted, come back up, feet come down into straight spine. One more time, high on the balls of your feet, working into our calves. From here, can you keep one hand on the chair, lift the other one up, and let that come down, and lift the other one up. Strengthening and balancing. Push it down. No one said this would be easy. Let's go ahead and bring things in. Okay. And then stand up. And I'm going to just see how you guys are on this next thing. And if it doesn't work for all three of you, then we won't do it. So take yourself over towards the chair. So you guys would face me, have the opposite legs. Hold on here. How are you to lift your foot up and take the toes towards the back of your chair? Everybody okay like that? You look like it, Adrian. Yeah, everybody all right? Okay. So what we're doing is a lifted warrior two, okay? If we were on the ground, this knee would be exactly like this for warrior two, but this one would be out a little bit higher. So we're just going to shift a little bit of difference here. Let's take our arms out like we would for warrior two. Press down with our foot here. Press down with this leg, really lifting. Lift arms up, inhale. And interlace your hands, except for your index finger, right? Press away. And then take your body over into a kind of a C shape away from the chair. Yeah, good. Shifting that body weight. Bring yourself up, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, come on over towards the chair, towards that bent leg. And your hands can be at shoulders if that's easier for your shoulders to do that, okay? So you guys figured out, come on up, inhale. Exhale back into warrior two arms. Take yourself over, away from your chair. Bring yourself back into center. Take yourself towards the chair. Bring yourself back into center. Good. And now take this hand down along the outside of your leg. Good. The other one flips up. And you can be here if you want and just lifting the elbow up. Or the arm can extend. Okay? You guys choose what's good for you and your body. And then lift on up, arms extend out. Good. And now let's go ahead and take our hands to the side of that chair and take the foot that's facing away and turn it towards the same direction as the foot that's on the chair. Okay? Now, we're going to work on a little strengthening and also balance. So I'm holding on, okay? And I'm going to bend into that standing leg, right? Bend into the standing leg, and I'm just going to hop and drop myself back down. Bend. The more you bend, the more you'll be able to hop. So bend into that standing leg, press it, and move it up. And so let's bring your foot, you guys, more under your hip instead of back, okay, because you're trying to do it here, and that's harder. Bring it more under your hip, yep. Bend into the knee just a little bit and hop. There. Okay, notice the difference?
Big difference.
In the shift of your weight? Yes. Because eventually, when you get stronger, you'll be able to lift that leg up and do a standing split on the chair, okay? So let's do 2 more. Good. And do you feel yourself working your muscles? Good. Let's go ahead and take that foot down. Walk yourself out. Let's get a long spine and long legs before we do the other side. Jan said, oh, I need to come to that class. I gotta work on my balance. I don't know if she's gonna come back. Hopefully she will.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. Yeah. Okay, then walk yourself up. And we're gonna use the other leg. I'm just gonna turn myself this way so I'm not away from you guys, right? If you want to do that, you can, but we're gonna make sure the other leg now gets its treatment. So we put the other foot up, right, good. And the other toes will face outward, It's whichever way you started, good. And see if you can have that foot and your hip in alignment. That looks good, Adrienne, you got it. And then this knee and that ankle in alignment, okay? And we start with our arms out as if we're doing warrior 2. And total exposure here of the front side of our body, strong arms, okay? And then either hands at shoulders, or you can use your elbows, pull them up, or you can take your hands and interlace with just the index finger. And you can do this, Pam, bend in the elbows, you're gonna get the same thing, okay? All right, so any way you like, let's go ahead, take our body away from the chair. Only to where you feel you're able to balance the strength. So make sure we still have pressure on our foot that's on the chair. We don't want to lose that connection, okay? Bring yourself up. With that inhale, take yourself over with your exhale. Opening up side body, working into the waist, bring yourself up. And exhale, your hands come out to warrior 2 here. And let's shift one way and shift the other. I gotta make sure I say shift and it doesn't come out sounding like something else. And one more time in this direction. Good. Back into center. This hand down along the standing leg. The other one lifts to shoulder. The elbow can rise or arm can release. And you guys feel into what feels right for you. And bringing myself up into warrior 2, long arms here. And then I'm gonna shift over and take myself into the opposite direction. I don't know if we did that on the other side, but we're doing it now. Right. And then coming back up, arms release out, hands come onto the chair. We pivot on that back foot and leave that foot up there and have the back foot underneath your hip. Just a slight bend and a slight little jump. So you feel like, okay, I see how my center of gravity is working here. And I see how my leg can be really strong. That's holding me up. Make sure you bend. Bend. Okay, bring the foot back under your hip first. Now bend. Then just give a little hop. Yeah, just a little hop. Just a little. Plyometrics and strengthening. There we go. Yeah, one more. Yay. Okay, foot down. Bring yourself back.
Whew. Find yourself at that long, long spine. Good.
And then we're going to use the blocks and then we will be seated in the chair after that, okay? So we're gonna work on a little bit of strengthening and one more balance, and then we'll sit and do more strengthening and more flexibility, okay? Let's take one block here in between your knees, okay? The other block, I'm gonna hold right back here, right back on my hips. So it's gonna rest on something. My elbows are bent just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and come into a bend here. I wanna press into the block behind me to work my arms. And then lift up, inhale. Exhale, take it down. Press into the block, strengthening my arms. Bring yourself up, inhale. Two more, exhale, press into that block. Bring yourself up. You don't have to press into the block, but if you do, you're gonna feel that in your chest as if you did push-ups. Come on up. And now take that block forward, so you're like this, right? And we'll do the same 4 times again. I'm pressing in to ignite my muscles in my arms. Come on down, exhale. Inhale, lift me up. Exhale, take me down. Pressing, pressing, pressing. And 2 more. Press, press, press. Good. Come on up. Let's take those blocks down in front of us. And if, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, but if it doesn't feel or sound right to you, then you go back to using the chair, okay? So we're going to come onto those blocks like we do a half lift, straight spine. So it's really similar to what we did on the chair, and it's just a little bit lower, right? And have those blocks underneath, obviously your hands, but the hands and blocks under your shoulders. That's your strongest point there for stacking the joints. So I'm going to leave my right foot planted. I'm going to slide my left foot back. I'm going to come onto a toe or the ball of my foot. I'm going to stretch there. Maybe that's where I want to stay, or I start to lift that foot off the ground, pressing through the heel, toes in. Nice alignment for warrior 1. Just as we did on the chair, if you want to lift your right arm up, you can. Keep pressing through the heel of that back leg. Hand comes down, bend into your standing leg, other foot comes down, bring it forward. Find your half lift here. Lengthen. And then bend into your knees and curl and tuck and round. And then straighten legs, straighten spine. One more time, bend into the knees and let yourself curl and tuck into your own body, to your own core center. And go ahead and lift up in. Good. Let's do the other side. Right foot slides back. I'm on a toe or the ball of my foot. I can stay right there. If I feel like it, I can lift that foot off the ground. Toes in, heel out. Strengthening the standing, but because I'm pushing through my heel of that upper leg, I'm strengthening that too. I'm going to lift my left arm off that block if that feels like I'm stable enough. Otherwise, I stay right here, really strengthening everything, even my core. Good. Bend into the standing, place the back foot down, bring the front foot up. Bend into both knees. Take your hands on your thighs. Lift almost to straight legs, not quite. So we're in that little squat. Let's take 4 sets of cow and cat. Releasing tailbone down, chin up, and then curl tuck round. 3 more. Use your breath, guys. This version of cow and cat. Really strengthens our legs. As well as finding that flexibility in our spine. I'm gonna do one more because I lost count. I know, I can even count to 4 sometimes. Roll yourself up like a ragdoll. Legs strengthen, lengthen. Body comes up little by little. Your chin and gaze are the last things to come up. Standing in mountain pose or samasthiti here. Dhanasana. Take a couple breaths. You may feel your heart beating a little faster. Hopefully you're feeling that the blood is flowing a little bit more through your body. If blood is flowing more, we've got that lymphatic fluid flowing more, which helps us stay healthy with that movement. Good. Let's go ahead and take our seat in a chair. You guys doing all right? Yes. Yeah, good. Well, I think Jan is, the way she said yes, and I should about Pam. Okay. Here. Well, you're a trooper. This is your 3rd time here this week, so you're a warrior woman.
Sure.
In Spanish, we call it a guerrera. Guerrera. And so my temazcal that I have, my sweat lodge is called Yao Soshi. Yao Soshi is a Nahuatl word that means flower wars. Because we come in there to be our own warriors, to do our own internal work and our own internal reflections. So anyways, you're a guerrera, girl. Let's go ahead and sit up straight and tall here. You too, Adrian. You too, Jan. You too, Julie. We all are.
Great.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take some shoulder rolls here. So I don't know. Sometimes I think, well, maybe I should, make this class a little easier. Because I think Adrian noticed we've lost a few of our chair people because it's a little bit too much maybe for them, although I really offer a lot of modifications. So, but I feel this is important. So anyways, let's go ahead and take our hands down and let's just do a little lateral movement, arm up, inhale. Or you here, and take yourself over, exhale. Lifting on up, inhale. And exhale over, and here, elbow lifts or arm lifts. And bring that down. How has it been with you doing this today without your levels? Bring your hands up to here. Not bad. Really? Okay, good. Let's shift body weight over. Bring it back to center. Good. And maybe that would be good exercise for you, huh? To do some of these things, like stand at your countertop and do some of the work that we did at the beginning, up and down on your balls of your feet, with your feet in different directions. Come on over. Real easy things to do. Let your hands come down and exhale. Let's go ahead and bow down to ourselves, chin to chest. Open up the back side of our head, of our neck. And then now let's go ahead, do something I don't do much, and that's going to be, we're going to round into our spine, okay? I'm going to slide my hands down towards my knees and I let my torso follow. I'm going to let my vertebrae follow too by finding their curvature, their natural curvature. Please stop where it feels like that's enough, lowering for you. Your heads are heavy, you're letting them hang, getting that flexibility in your spine. But in our lives, our bodies are more in this direction than they are the other. That's why I don't spend a lot of time here in these forward folds. Let's come on up, inhale. Find a straight spine and bring yourself back. Let's open up into this beautiful part of our bodies. Take your hands, interlace, Press down into heels, or maybe hands come to your hips, so you can really get the most out of this heart opening. And then lifting up, inhale. Exhale, releasing. Let's take our hands on our shoulders and just get some flexibility again in the shoulders, in the arms. I'm sorry I didn't have the heater on this morning. I should have turned that on. I know Jan used to have a little jacket on. And I stripped out of my sweater, but now I'm feeling like I want to put it back on. Let's go ahead and reverse that. Good. And then elbows up. Let's take our body to the side. One elbow up and one down. Lift on up, inhale. Take the other one down. Bring yourself up. Now, one elbow turns to the back, the other elbow comes to the front, and you find a twist, still holding those arms up. So we're working into some triceps here and pecs and obliques, all kinds of stuff. Coming back to center. Big inhale, and then come on over. Keep finding where your feet are, trying to keep them evenly pressed into the ground with parallel feet. Come on back. And releasing arms out. Let's take one arm across our body to the opposite shoulder or wherever it is going to go. Pam, why don't you do it forward? Yeah. And then take the other arm up and come on over in that direction of the first arm that was bent. So however that might be for you, we all are dealing with different things, right? So find what that is. Come on up, inhale. Arms extend out. This weekend, some of the people that I work with at Evolve Strong, the other yoga teachers, and I are going to get together and, okay, now let's do the other arm. Bend it. It comes in front or it comes behind. Okay. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about modifications. How do we do modifications? For people, you can hold onto that elbow or hold onto your shoulder. Just find yourself opening here. How do we do modifications for someone that has something on their hip or their ankle? Come on up, or their wrists or their shoulders. Expand open and exhale down. Because that place, sadly, is not like this place where we really attune to what your needs are. It's like, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to teach a class, it's a hot room, people expect to work out, and some of the people have injuries and they're coming there and we need to attend to them. I do when I go, but I think in general, that's where we're getting together to work on that. Okay, hands here, slide down, exhale, straight spine. Okay, inhale, come up. Exhale, down, straight spine, holding in our navel point, okay, and rising up, straight spine. And bring yourself up. Continue, straight spine. Shoulders back, straight spine, back, backwards. Lift a little bit from your chest. Oh, that's a straight spine. Okay, you feel it? I do, yeah, more work. Okay, keep going. Come on down. Let's pull the shoulders back a bit. There we go. Okay, two more, you guys. And one more. Great. Sitting up, let's take our arms back out to the sides and bring them forward. Let the outside of your hands touch one another. And then bring them back, whatever your opening is, right into that heart space, and then bring them forward. Let the inside, pinky side touch. Come on, open. And now take the hands down. Pull the thumbs in. Bring them forward. Let the thumbs touch. Okay, come on out. And bring them together. 2 more, please. And all the time, are we also working with our breath? Keeping a nice straight spine, which means I have to engage in my core. Okay, sadly, it's true. We need to do that. Good. And now one arm up, one arm down. Find that opening for you. Bring them back into center. And switch. And bring it back into center. Take it as high as your body allows. So sometimes those modifications are just in the language that we use, right? So taking it to what your body allows is different than, okay, everybody, da, 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 right? That's more like a command. Okay, here, hands down, sitting up straight and tall and proud. Let's just do a few little arm sun salutations, lifting your arms to wherever they lift. Maybe it's this V here, and then bringing hands into center. Exhale, bow down to south. Inhale, arms rise to wherever they open up. They come down. We bow down with our arms to our side. We lift up and we gaze up. Arms to wherever, hands come together, and we bring them in. And it's also showing, right? And practicing what those modifications are with the individual. Not just telling them, right, what it is. And then take hands to center. Bowing down to your true teacher. I honor the place in you where each and every one of you exists. I honor that place in you where there is love, lightness, brightness, and joy. For when you are in that beautiful place, I also exist in that beautiful